Hey everybody, we're about to go live on our weekly stream. So go to YouTube, Building a Media, watch the videos and the short films, and have a good time. Hey guys, it is, I don't know what time is it right now?
Like 7:30.
It's like 7:30. I will not be making the live stream tonight because it will be 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. here. We are right now in Galway in Ireland. So anyways, enjoy the live stream. Have fun with Lexi and Mitch's commentary, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.
Enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week of, I don't know, Short Film Wednesdays. I think that's the name of the show. And as you heard, I just put Frank on there. He sent this video from Ireland. He's over there for the week with his dad. And I was going to just have me talking for a little bit and then introduce everyone else. But as it turns out, Frank introduced them for me. So Here's Lexi and Mitch, and they're both with us, and we're gonna go over some short films. How you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I'm good.
Very nice. Very nice. Mitch, I like your setup there. I feel like I'm watching like a lynda.com tutorial or something with you the black background and just on you. I feel like you're teaching me something.
All the lynda.com tutorials that I've watched, they were like standing in some random like just like a field or here I'm by some power lines. I'm gonna teach you about photography or graphic design.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
Do I need
Go ahead.
props? Is that it? Do I need
oh
props?
no. It's oh yeah. I have props. Of course, if the camera was faced this way, then you would see like cameras and lenses and all that stuff. But it's not happening. So, but
Yeah.
yeah. I actually funny thing about lynda.com. I had this membership, or I have a membership with them, and I hope obviously no one's gonna be watching from there, but they accidentally gave me like a free membership forever. They
Oh,
messed
bummer.
up. Yeah,
Oh.
right. They triple charged me one month, so I was like, "What is going on here? What's the deal?" And then I spoke to like 2 customer service people, and they're like, "I'm so sorry, we corrected it," and I never got billed again. It's been like 2 years, maybe
Nice.
a very long time.
I don't really use Lynda, but we get it for free through my college.
Nice.
So what I used to do was like our teacher originally told us we were required to watch a certain amount of videos. She changed her mind finals week, but I thought I had to watch like these 12 hours worth of videos, so I would just put them on autoplay when I went to school.
Nice.
Don't tell my teacher. I did learn some photography stuff. I'm sorry.
There's some of their stuff is actually decent, but they seem to put out a decent amount of content. Some of it's not great at all, and some of it's okay. But I try.
That's
I
how
just put it.
everything is.
I put it on. Sometimes when I'm driving to work, I'll just put it on my phone and put it up on the dash thing, and then just have that in the background of some random lesson or something. But anyways, this week we have some videos. I only chose one video. Mitch put in like 4 videos, and Lexi has a couple videos. So we will kind of roll with their stuff. I feel like I'm never prepared enough. I had this notepad of like everything I wanted to go over this morning, and I wrote it down, and I can't find the notepad anywhere. Figures, but one of the things I do like saying just as an opener is what are we all watching this week, or what have we watched, or what are we planning on watching. So Mitch, what about you? Anything?
No.
Nothing.
My plans are I got work both Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just in the middle of editing a bunch of projects, and I haven't been watching. The weather was nice today, and
Oh, it's beautiful.
I may or may
It was
not have gone
85
out.
here.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
that's
I think
nice.
it hit 90 here, which is like crazy. But yeah, that's weather was super awesome. Or what about you, Lexi?
I actually watched Whose Line Is It Anyway last night. I don't think
Isn't
I've
it like a
ever
super
watched
old
that
show?
show. Yeah, it's super old, and it was like the British version on Hulu.
Okay.
But I've been watching, or at least I've been trying to finish up a series of Unfortunate Events because the
Oh,
new
nice.
season came out.
Yep.
I've been enjoying it 'cause
Mhm.
it's like pretty stylized, and I think it's just a cool show. And I don't know, it's interesting because it's a lot of the shows that I watch, like my little sisters can't watch, but that's a show where it's like both of us can watch it.
I
And
literally am
it's
going through
still
the same thing.
entertaining for both of us.
Right. How old is your sister?
Well, I have 4, but my younger sisters are 16, 8, and 10.
Okay.
It's like my 8 and 10-year-old sisters. We struggle
Nice.
to find stuff to watch together.
I have a 7-year-old son, and that's the show we watch together. He loves it, and we're like 3 episodes in on that season. But he was actually just asked if he could watch it today, and I'm like, tomorrow, buddy. But that's a good show. And same thing. I always try to find shows that we can watch with my wife and I. And we just finished a couple shows last week, so now it's like the time we're like, okay, what else are we gonna watch? And for me, I got recommended some super old shows like Twin Peaks. I heard that they just remade that, and apparently it's very good. So we're gonna try and watch that. I tried to watch West Wing, but there was just like, it's so old. And
So my parents were talking about. They're like, I'm really loving West Wing.
Yeah.
My dad recommends a lot of shows for me because he's not like a film guy,
mm-hmm.
but like he's so critical of everything, and it's sort of frustrating sometimes because like we'll go see a movie and I'll like really like it and he'll not.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Quiet Place, my dad really didn't like it.
Oh man.
But he's recommended a lot of shows to me because I think that's what him and my stepmom do together is just watch TV.
Nice.
Whereas I, the like film student, like
Mhm.
don't watch like any TV. Barely. I
That's-
spend most of my time on. I've been watching a lot of the YouTube channel PBS Eons.
Okay.
They do a lot of really interesting videos and like they have some cool graphics and stuff about just like evolution and dinosaurs and stuff. That's what my week's been.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because we just finished, our semester ended on a Monday, so
Oh, so now it's like break time.
yeah.
Um,
So my classes start next Monday, but
Nice. Oh, yeah, short break. Yeah. What was I gonna? I did watch Infinity War. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have been watching Lost in Space on
The
on
new
Netflix.
The new one.
Yeah,
They
the
remake
new
it?
one. Yeah,
Nice, nice,
so it's pretty good.
nice.
Something you can watch with the kids.
Yes, exactly. I did watch Infinity War this past weekend. It was awesome. Very, very good.
I've heard
so,
that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of like, Marvel in general, then you're probably gonna like it. If you've already invested,
I just
watch.
realized that
Mhm.
the Guardians of the Galaxy are in that movie, so I might actually want to go see it. 'Cause those
Oh,
are the only
man.
ones that I really watch.
It's funny because those are the only ones I never really cared for, but I actually kind of like them in this.
I haven't watched like the Black Panther. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
watched most of. Didn't watch Doctor Strange. I think
Mhm,
that's what it was. Didn't watch
Right.
Captain America. I
Honestly,
saw
like,
Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's about where
was
I'm
it.
caught up to.
you're like half there. That's okay.
I
though.
don't think
you'll
I
still you'll
have
still
the
enjoy
time
it.
commitment to like watch the movies that I
Right.
feel like are required.
You'll still enjoy it. It's a good movie. All right. Well, I guess we'll get this underway here, and we'll start with the first film. Mitch chose this one. I think it's called Parallel Lines film. 3-minute song. Anything to say on this, Mitch? Oopsie, can't hear you, Mike.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I don't know what order you're taking the videos that I
just
chose.
randomly picked them.
Then I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well, then we're just going to go into this thing. I haven't seen them either. So, here we go, guys.
Was ist das? Ein Einhorn.
Habe noch nie eins so nah gesehen.
Wohin denn schön?
Verschwinde! Verschwinde! stood my light.
It was
Oh.
a little laggy for me.
Really? Was it for anybody else? Mitch, for you?
I didn't see any lag.
Let's see.
Oh.
Anybody in
Man,
the
mostly
chat?
when I was like when it was going in on like the pans and stuff, it was like
I just had to ask if it was laggy in the chat.
might be my internet,
Maybe. Hopefully not.
or it could
Or hopefully
be
hopefully it kind of
because
is,
like
'cause
on the
I'm-
YouTube thing where I have it pulled up, it looks
Is laggy there too?
fine.
Okay.
No, it looks fine there, but like on my actual
Oh, right, because we have
Call.
the thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty powerful. Very serious message with that one. Or serious story, I should say. We like went right into the deep end on this one.
I was
But-
listening to the German and the pronunciation because I used to study German, and like when he said I'm sorry, that's just not how we pronounce it in class, and I was like, what? Is that what he said? And I like repeated it back to myself.
Uh-oh.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I think
I
it
liked
looked
it.
good. I thought
Yeah.
it was powerful. I feel like you guys watch a lot of dumb stuff sometimes. Not like a lot of dumb stuff, but like, you know, every now and then there's one that's like,
Mm-hmm.
But-
On the stream in general, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. I
like
agree with you on
like
that.
not a lot, but I just mean like every now and then.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
usually point it out, but like
Oh yeah. No. I mean, yeah, it's funny you bring that up because the selection of films is always very interesting to me. But and I like when we have different people putting in different stuff because you get a good like mix. Like
yeah.
Mitch usually brings in a lot of documentaries and serious type, creative stuff, which is cool. I really like suspense films and anything that kind of gets you going, which I seem to get criticized a lot about. But that's just the type of films that I seem to like. Frank loves comedy, so he usually brings in comedy stuff and those, anything like that, which is, so it's a good balance. But yeah, so I thought this was visually looked really, really good. Serious message, all that stuff. Any words, Mitch, since you picked it out?
No, I was looking for stuff that looked good and had an interesting story and wasn't as poorly done. Hopefully, just
Right.
I thought it was a good effort, and I thought that it looked nice, and they used grown-ups, and they used kids, they used so
Mhm.
Kids are hard to cast.
yeah.
I mean, apparently, I know there's like exactly, yeah. And then if you can get big budget stuff, there's a lot of rules with them, right? Like you can't work so many hours and stuff like that.
8 hours and like, yeah, pretty.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, if you can get good actors that are kids, awesome. But it's seems to be difficult. But yeah, I thought this was a really good film. Good to start it off. Kind of sets the bar really high, as far as like visually goes. And I mean, you can tell that they used expensive cameras and they had real lighting people.
My films don't have adults.
Yeah,
I
actually,
have like sort of adults. I have like one friend who's like 30 something who does film, like who acts and stuff, and he's our like token adult. Like me and my group, it's like mostly 20-year-olds. Like we needed a dentist, he played the dentist. We need this. You're over
He's-
this age.
everything, right? Nice. Well, let's. We're gonna move on to the next one, and this one's called Rocket Shed. You know anything about that? Anything at all?
Okay, that one
All
I
right.
remember.
Okay,
All right.
good.
So, this one was, it's a single location, and it was a very simple concept, but it had a reasonable story that was okay. I guess I was, I was just looking at stuff that people could actually accomplish as an independent filmmaker. I was looking for stuff that wasn't impossible and could be done and looked reasonably good and had a good story. So this one's pretty interesting. It's no, award winner, I don't think. It might have been, I don't know. But hopefully I didn't speak out of turn.
All right.
But it's interesting.
Worries. Well, here we go, guys.
Where will we go? The moon, no, Mars, even further.
Wherever you want.
Do you think we're the first to build our own rocket ship?
Possibly. We're just lucky we had all the right parts, eh? What's in your bag?
Space food. And we made this.
Launch check's complete. Turn the engine levels up to full power. Maximum thrust.
Engine power at maximum. Rocket ship is ready to launch, Dad. What's wrong? We're gonna go into space.
Nothing. Nothing. I'm just glad we're doing this together. Father and son. Our greatest adventure yet, yeah?
Dad? Dad, why are we going to space? Dad? Dad, why aren't we taking off? Dad? Dad, what's going on? Dad?
Well then, Mitch isn't allowed to pick films anymore.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
That one, super sad, man. I trust. I'm like, oh, you know what? Mitch is good. I'm not gonna watch his films. I know they're all gonna be awesome, and that was really, really good. I wish I just played them like, in about 15 minutes or so. Powerful stuff, man. That was like really well done, but just super sad.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't have any. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. I mean, I guess the only thing is the whole like. Oh, I guess he. Okay, I didn't realize it was on computer screens because it just kept doing like the close up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean, I really liked that how I like those blue lights added in the background. They were cool. Everything was really good. Kid acted well. It was good. Shot well.
The sound design was good. I mean,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it was super simple. The camera work was so in spots, but it's something you can do. And I guess I'm always just looking at it as, if you want to make a film, you can make something short and you can make something that's good and actually like you're thinking about it. You're like you're going to remember that. Like, oh, remember that one that was like super simple and was very strong.
Yeah.
And they're out there, and people can do it. It's just, I'm sorry that it was a bummer.
Right.
No problem.
You're asking for 5 minutes or less films, and it's really tough. So
isn't it though?
It's really tough.
Let me tell,
Yes,
like,
short films are like 10 minutes,
very
10 to 15
tough.
minutes. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, and it is very difficult to find good videos in the area of films in 5 minute range.
Yeah.
Almost impossible. I don't want to say impossible, but tough. Go ahead.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, even just like making something that's like a story that's that short, because I mean, with a story there's tons of different steps, and it's like, especially with the hero's journey, it's like, how far along do I want to go? How much do I want to have happen in, you know, this amount of time? Like, what do I want to have happen? And then actually like realizing how long it's going to take. I just feel like it's really hard to do films that are that short. I mean, the film that I'm working on right now, I'm planning on having be like 2 to 3 minutes. It's a really short, like, kind of simple concept. But still, I'm like, oh no, like, what's this length going to be? Because the last piece I thought was going to be 3 minutes turned out being like almost 6 till I cut it down to whatever it is now.
See, I'm fine with 6 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, it depends. I think it also depends on what you're trying to go for, because like a love story, like a goofy love story, you can get that, you know, within 5 minutes, and you seem to be good. A drama, though, like, you can't do a drama. It's difficult to do a drama in 5 minutes. It's easier to do like a suspense horror in less time, because you just need like a certain formula, like it's really quiet and jumpy stuff, and things that's, you know, the common stuff can scare you after a couple of minutes of quiet. But I don't know. It's tough. 5 minutes is very difficult range to make something good in. But anyway. Well,
you just saw 2 of them.
I did, and I would love to know the budget and time they had for both those films. But at least for the first one, it's probably a lot.
Yeah.
But let's see here. We're gonna do something. Let me see. Actually, no, we're gonna go into Lexi's BTS video, because it's something we've never actually done. Is like a behind the scenes type video where she goes through and kind of tells us the process, and everybody else that's going through this process. I'll let her actually say it. I don't know why I'm introducing it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, on my channel on Distant Tape Productions, what we're doing is we're doing a film every 8 weeks. Then on that like off month, we're posting a behind the scenes video. So for each film, you're given a couple of criteria, and it's like, our next one is you need to have a suitcase or a briefcase. You need to have a light change that happens on screen, and then you need to have a shot where there's someone under a tree.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like short film, like 48-hour stuff.
And you get how long to do it?
8 weeks.
Interesting. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start this one, and it's about 5 minutes.
This one explains a bit of the story of the
film.
spoiler
alert.
Sort of. It's more like, if you haven't seen it, there's like a lot of it's kind of wasted, but.
Well, should we actually play the video? It's up to you. Whatever you want. We can do the behind the scenes because we've never done one, or we can shoot the actual video. You choose.
I'm good with whatever. We can show the behind the scenes. I know, like, the people who are here for me, like, who know me, they've already seen it, so.
Okay. Well, I haven't. Mitch hasn't. I've seen it, but.
The actual.
Oh yeah, I've seen the actual film.
That's what I meant.
Oh wait, yeah. So.
I've seen that.
Okay. So. Well, then we'll go for the behind the scenes one.
Okay.
Here we go. Whoops! It helps if I hit play.
With the last production, we all realized that time was going to be a big constraint. So what we did was we doubled the production timeline. So rather than having 4 weeks to make a film, we had 8 weeks. Doubling the time frame helped so much. We were able to flesh out our story a lot more, put some more work, be able to really flesh out our pre-production process so that when we actually get into production and post-production, things would go a lot smoother. Something unique about this film was that we only really had one criteria. It was that someone had to leave, but something was holding them back.
It really started off with like a simple idea of just like, you know, someone is being held back by like emotions or not wanting to leave the house because of like a fear or something. And then talking to some different people, the idea was thrown around of possibly not being able to leave a house because there was a force field around there. And that whole idea really inspired me to go more of like a sci-fi route. That's kind of how it evolved, to have our character be dead, and these are two guys who are just watching how she died. This is like the way of the future, and this is how they solve crimes. Karen is not able to leave, and she wants to leave this place, but she can't because she is literally dead. She's going to be reliving this experience in her mind over and over again.
We did a ton of planning and pre-production, but I will say the one thing that we did not do a good job of was planning when it came to time.
You know, there were a lot of challenging parts about making this film. Obviously, when you try something more sci-fi, something with effects, it's just automatically going to be harder.
The most challenging part was definitely our timeline, the time crunch we had. Crew had to get there at 9 a.m. Cast called time was 10. At the first location, we had to get between 50 and 60 shots, so that was really challenging.
We wound up improvising a lot of shots and not completely matching up our storyboard, and we overlooked a lot of things that if we had given ourselves enough time to do, we would have been able to fix on the spot.
My role was pretty large. I wrote the script, and I directed, and I have edited some of the piece too, and you know, it was definitely a project that got close to my heart, and I got really passionate about it.
Well, it was a huge surprise that we got to shoot with the Canon C100, so that was a cool little surprise that I was unaware of. Probably the most rewarding part about shooting was the fact that I just got my GlideCam HD 4000. It was really a cool experience getting to handle a bigger camera, because the GlideCams can handle bigger cameras. They're designed to do that.
So even though I was meant to be cinematographer, I was meant to be operating camera, Jacob and I had gone through and done all of the pre-production together. We'd done the storyboard together, so we knew exactly what we wanted each shot to be. I wound up having to hand the camera over to Sam just because of the fact that I couldn't handle it.
Another rewarding part was just working with the crew. This is one of the biggest sets I've worked on personally, and the crew was a lot of fun.
It was a very interesting experience on set because we had about 10 or 12 different people, including actors, on set at any time, and that is just the largest amount of people that I've had on set.
Also, it was so awesome to get to work with the cast and crew that we got to work with. Everyone was so awesome and supportive and helpful, and it was just a really awesome experience.
The editing process was kind of difficult. We ended up having a lot of people who needed to do their own part in the editing, so just, you know, passing this project along and making sure that we were organized and keeping everything in folders, and you know, just so that the next person who got it would make sure or would know where everything is and what they needed to do. It was definitely a more difficult project, and just to see where it is now and how much it's changed and what we have is incredibly amazing to me. I absolutely love it, and I just can't believe that we actually pulled it off.
We wound up with something that I'm pretty happy with. It really means a lot having all this support on the channel. It'd be super awesome if you checked out our other films and behind-the-scenes videos. Also, if you're interested in getting involved with our channel, there are links below.
Yeah, it's like
you're welcome to submit criteria ideas for our future films, or you can even apply to be a team.
All right, I'm gonna cut you off there. And I will loop it. So how long did it take for you guys to do that?
To do the film or the behind the scenes video?
Like the
do
whole
the film. So we had like the 8 weeks basically to make the film. We shot everything in one day, which was a disaster. Well, it wasn't a disaster. We got something decent out of it, but we definitely obviously didn't give ourselves enough time. I think I said that like 10 times in the video. It took about a month to edit the behind the scenes video, because we were still like finishing up the end of this film just in general. We had someone on set just to shoot behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
They had shot the whole day, so they had like hours and hours of footage, like 160 clips or something. But the problem was they just didn't do a good job of shooting. So a lot of the stuff was like really shaky or just like way too close, or most of it was like blue. Like none of the color was right. So it was a mess. And it was really disappointing because I like trusted this guy and it just didn't work out. I'd seen his stuff before, so I don't know. I was like, I thought you knew how to do at least white balance.
Yeah.
So I had Sam and I put and Jacob, sorry, do like a voiceover. I like emailed them some questions and then they sent it over to me. And then I cut up the voiceover and I found the music. And then I honestly gave up. Like I started looking through the footage. It was like around finals time, like 2 weeks ago. And I was like looking through the footage and I was like, wow, none of this is good. And I like got really upset and I was like, I can't do this. So I like had my little sister try and sort through the footage a bit because she knows how to edit. I'm like, oh, I'll just give this to her. And she like texts me an hour later. She's like, this is terrible. I give up. So I wound up giving it to Jacob and he spent like 3 weeks doing it and finished it up.
And
like,
this is just for the BTS video.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of work for a BTS video.
Well,
I mean, like, not in a bad way. It's just, you think that, like you said, you just kind of show up with a camera and get some cool shots and then, you know, film the day and that'd be it. But I wouldn't think that there was so much work involved in just showing
really,
a video like
the
that.
main thing was just the fact that the footage that we had, there wasn't enough good stuff.
Right.
So we, like, really had to go mining there.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, on our last BTS video, it didn't take as long. We had, like, a week or two to do it. I think it was honestly just a week. And it was like, here's the voiceovers. All of the footage looked good. And I know Sam edited it, and I think it went pretty well for him.
How do you like using the C100?
I mean, it's just I like use a lot of really nice cameras. So in my mind, they're all like, yeah, cameras. Like right now,
you have a preference?
I don't know. Honestly, like just usability, I like the Canon 80D just because that's what I'm used to having. But I just bought a Sony A6500, so I'm getting used to Sony. I don't like JVC cameras. I use them a lot, but they're not the best. I've been using the Sony, I think it's FS5.
Okay.
A bit recently.
Mitch knows a lot about the Sonys. He uses them a little bit.
I use that at work. The C100, yeah. I had never touched it before, so thankfully I know enough about cameras because they were like, oh, hey, I brought the C100. We were going to shoot with the 70D, and one of my friends just showed up with it. He's like, did you want to shoot with this? And I was like, yeah.
Well, it's here.
Sure.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
We've actually we just started filming a short film that I wrote, and we couple weeks ago, I don't know if a week and a half ago, we went to where one of the locations is going to be, and we were kind of going through. We have the C100 that we have access to, and a Blackmagic Pocket, which is right here, and I've been wanting to use this camera for you know, you buy something and you're like, I really want to use it in something I really want, and you know, I've used it in some small just kind of stuff by myself, but never really in anything that I really wanted to do a lot of work on. So I really wanted to use that, and Mitch and I were trying to figure out which one would be the better one to use for that particular shots, especially since a lot of them are really low light, and that camera really struggles with low light. So that was like something I personally was like just wanting to work towards, and I ended up just saying, you know what, I bought this camera for this reason. You know, if it stinks, it stinks. I don't care. Like, all the stuff that I bought over the years, it better get used. So I'm just trying to like justify everything that I have in this, you know, film and going forward and doing other stuff with them. But
now starting to buy like film stuff, so I'm like trying to justify everything as I'm making the purchases.
Well, it's a lot easier to be like see, I think it helps when you're in school if you have some place that has access to all that. So you kind of like, you know, you don't need to spend all this money because it's like, oh, I have it in the closet at school. We'll just get it. But at my job, I actually convinced them to get a C100 for live streaming, and they were like, cool.
For live streaming?
Yeah, it does the job. It does the job. Yeah. They said, okay, or when you have $2,500 to buy a camera. And I was like, you know, we could buy this. And it was literally 5 cents short of what it needed to be because we got it with like no tax through like B&H. So it was perfect. Came under budget by 5 cents, and we got that. And I just hook it up to a capture card, and then it goes into like an MSI computer, and that's what we use for our live streaming. But because it's there, I also get access to it for personal things, and that's why we had the C100 for the other stuff. I did buy this Blackmagic a couple years ago, and I've kind of collected a lot of different other things like lenses and all kinds of microphones, all kinds of stuff, and just never really got around to using them. I'm finally trying to use it more and more now that Frank and I are trying to work on these projects. But anyway, so Mitch and I are working on this short film, and we'll have some more stuff. I want to include some stuff on the next week's show when Frank is back, and we can have some more videos from behind the scenes stuff. But anyways,
my download speed right now is 2.8 megabytes per second, and my upload is 10.
That's very interesting.
So if I'm lagging like a ton, because everything is like really laggy for me, that's why.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll cut to the next video, and then we'll just do probably one more, and then if your connection stinks and you just bounce out, then everybody knows why. But all right, here we go. We're gonna go to, let's see here. This is a really quick one, 1 minute long. Of the Forest. Here we go.
Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Freaking spider webs!
Challenging parts about making this film. Obviously, when you try something more
I wasn't on my A game for that one, guys. Sorry.
That jump and like not serious. It like just kept jumping back and forth. It's like, okay, this is serious, and then he's like hitting his hair, and you're like, okay, not serious, and then it's like serious again. And then it said the thing about the spiders losing their home, or like the real seriousness is the spider losing its web or whatever. And then you're like, okay, this isn't serious. But then it like came up with a graphic, and you're like, wait, is this serious? And then it says end trail running, and then you're like, oh, okay, no, it's not.
They definitely threw us off track. That's a really nice like cinematic looking intro too. I'm like, oh man, what are we gonna get here? Thought this guy was about to be jumped or something, and no. It was.
Am I banned for life?
No.
It was funny.
I should have started with this one. This one was fantastic. I love quick 1 minute videos that serve a purpose of just entertaining the viewer, whether it's like making them laugh, getting them scared, or whatever. Like 1 minute is so tough to like send a message, and there you go. We got it. obviously we're going to do another one since that was like incredibly short. But I love that. 1 minute. Oh, you know, one thing I wanted to show or to say, remember the moment thing, the competition from a couple weeks ago? That actually, the one that won was the video that had that really awesome intro. I wish I should have had it. It's on a different laptop, but it's the one with the really cool intro where the girl is like in the bathtub and they have that like
the hipster couple.
Yes, the breakup. So stupid.
Yeah. The breakup.
Yeah, the breakup.
That suspense.
That one won, and now they get like 15 grand to put towards her next project. But
that's awesome.
They won with that intro. I guarantee that was like a really good intro. It was like the thumbnail got you going, and it's like, oh, it's a freaking breakup video. But anyways, I just figured I'd pass that message along since they announced the winner a couple days ago.
Nice.
Let's see here, and they also announced that they're having anamorphic lenses on their.
I saw that. I did see that.
That's pretty cool. I think that's actually. I don't think it's like useful all the time since it's pretty intense, like the lines and all the lighting, the way it bends them and everything. But I definitely want to get one, and it's gonna be pretty cool. As I'm always about getting stuff, I just gotta make sure I use it.
I just got I told you I just got that camera, but I also got a 12mm lens with it.
Nice.
So I've been messing around with that.
Awesome. Very nice. All right, let's do one more here. Let's see here. This one's a 5. Wait, no. This one's 8 minutes, Mitch. You're flirting with the line, buddy.
Listen, it's a short film. It's a good one. I gave you all those super short ones to make up
just
8 minutes.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna have to prepare for that. So next time you're gonna give me like 5 1-minute ones and 1 12-minute, and be like, all right, here we go.
Maybe. Listen, you asked for something, I give it to you.
No, it's fine. I think this is good because it's gonna let us talk about it, and then we'll get to end right on time. So here we go.
Have you your ticket?
I have, I told you.
Mind it, will you? Don't be doing the fool now and losing it.
I won't.
And mind yourself with the drink in America. Do you hear me? That drink will be the death of you.
I'm off it, sure. Will you be alright here now on your own?
I'll get twice as much work done with you out of the way. Son. I'll be seeing you.
No. All aboard!
Excuse me, sir. You wouldn't happen to know of anywhere in the town I might be able to get a bed for the night, would you?
Well, your luck might be in. I have a bed free here tonight.
Great. I take it.
Are you on the Titanic tomorrow? Have your ticket bought?
I have.
Mind it, boy, because there's fellas in here who'll rip it out of your hands after a few drinks, boy.
That is no fair, that, sir. I'll go up to my bed there now if you don't mind. I'm going to be fine and fresh for the morning, you see?
Yeah, sure, you must have one for the road. For the night that's in it.
Well, I had a first class ticket, you see, as befits my station, but I swapped it for third class. Because the atmosphere is better in steerage.
And will you give us a song?
I won't.
Here we go on. One last song for Ireland before you head for your fame and fortune in America.
Oh, Father dear, the day will come when vengeance loud will call, and we'll arise with Aaron's boys and rally one and all. I'll be the man to lead the van beneath our flag of green, and loud and high we'll raise the cry, revenge for Skibbereen.
Hey, aren't you? You are too. You're the lad that was going on the Titanic.
I'm sure I decided against it in the end. Why? The father. I wanted to get down back to the father, like, he's down the farm on his own, so.
That must be the best decision you've ever made.
Why is that?
You haven't been out and about much the last few days at all, have you? Look, I won't keep you. Your father, he's lucky to have you. You must be looking forward to seeing him. Oh, and listen. Good of you to put the fame and fortune on hold.
Hey, that was pretty cool. You there? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
All right. Yeah,
there we go.
That was. Well, you can tell it was done, low budget, and you can tell. But they had good lens
But they had
choices.
a budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good acting. Did he decide to not go for his dad? No, he got jacked, right, in that bar. Is that what happened? He woke up the next day?
He started drinking, and
Exactly.
so he ended up missing his boat, and so then he just made up the excuse that he was going back to see his dad because he'd miss him on the farm or whatever.
But obviously not. No, that was really good. I mean, it's interesting that it's a cool story.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I like that it was a drama. 8 minutes. It was good. Again, I think it's really tough to tell like a dramatic story like that in under that amount of time. But
Yeah, but it went pretty smooth. I mean, at 4 or 5 minutes, you're still not terribly bored. It's still
Right.
pretty interesting. So.
You could see all those awards it won,
Yeah.
at the beginning, so I could definitely understand that. I liked it. I thought it was really.
And that was for Frank. See, he's in
Right?
Ireland,
Exactly.
so I had to pick something that was.
That's
for Frank.
That's exactly what I thought as soon as it started. I was like, oh, Frank would appreciate this very much. Very cool. Well, you had some good picks. I think I would have reversed the order I played them in, looking back at it. But and we did lose Lexi, by the way. She's in the chat. And,
Yeah, I saw that.
But that's she said, but that's fine. So that's okay though. It was good, and we're running smooth here. I already took out her little thumbnail and got us all looking good here for the new layout. But anyway, so it was good. I appreciated that. That was a good. It's not often we get good dramas, so not bad at all.
Yeah, that 5 minute for something that's decent, tells a good story, and looks good. I mean, you can tell they were done by people that were starting out or still working at their craft.
Right.
And but they did a nice job. I did notice that lens choices.
Real quick, thanks for joining us, Lexi. You probably have to go now, but thank you very much for showing up last minute. I know it was tough to get out, or she actually forgot about us, but we really appreciate the effort to get on, and it was awesome having you. So till next week or whenever. All right, keep going. Sorry.
You can see a difference between lens choices and camera movement in the different projects. So it just
absolutely
those are all things to keep an eye on when you're looking at some of the different films.
This one had like that. Was the
21:9?
Yeah, like as soon as you could tell that right away. I mean, obviously it's pretty obvious, but it's funny how films actually have that, especially with short films, and it's probably difficult to try and film with that in your mind if you don't have, like, remember the other day when we were like, okay, we have to keep this
pieces of tape.
Yeah. Right. And it's just if you don't have that, then it's like, okay, it definitely won't work now. But it was cool. I think it definitely adds like a nice dramatic effect to it and gives it that
Anamorphic
feel.
lenses, that's what you need.
Yeah, well, a couple $1,000 laying around for or just a $150 moment lens. There you go. Film the whole thing on a cell phone.
There you go.
But But yeah, so good stuff, man. I guess that's basically it. Next week, I want to have Frank will be back, and we'll have some more. I still have some footage from last week doing our film, and I'll probably show some BTS stuff from there and be able to talk about that a little bit, just for a minute. It'll be fun. But yeah, so next week we'll be back on track. I actually had a whole layout of videos for last week, and then we had so many tech problems that I was like, it was the first week we had so many tech problems that we're like, we just can't go on. It's so bad. So we did it for like 5 minutes, and it was laggy and terrible. So now we're back on track, and we are good to go for for now. And yeah, so next week Frank will be in, and we'll be good to go.
Very nice. All
right, well, thank you for joining, everybody. Appreciate you guys sticking in there, and make sure to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And then every Wednesday night we do this, and we try to be as consistent as we can. And we do appreciate the support. And hopefully, in another few months, we'll keep going and get more viewers. And we want to get it to the point where, you know, people are submitting their films and we're able to watch all of them together and all that fun stuff. So we appreciate it. And any last words, Mitch? You know, I had this sweet background music loaded the whole time and never hit play. Oh, here we go. Never
all right.
hit play
Thanks,
once.
everybody.
Yeah, we get
Take
to enjoy
care.
it for 5 seconds. All right, guys. Till next week. Thank you.
Thank you.